Thursday morning, a week ago, tanks of the Turkish army on the outskirts of Famagusta are about to complete their victory in Cyprus. The Geneva peace talks have collapsed. The Turks have lost patience, have given up words in favour of war. They will take what they want of Cyprus by force of arms. The Turkish army, carefully skirting British territory, is allowed to move unmolested on Famagusta, the last stronghold of the Greeks. The Turks face only token resistance from the local headquarters of the Greek Cypriot National Guard. The tanks shell the barracks. The result was as it has been throughout the advance. With immensely superior weapons, they overwhelm the Greek opposition. The Turks complete their conquest in Cyprus with an avalanche of shells which destroy deserted buildings. The port of Famagusta is in Turkish hands. Its buildings smoke from the bombs of the Turkish Air Force, which has obliterated what remained of the Greek resistance. For the Turks, it's been an easy war to win. Why do you think that they will have destroyed things? There's no evidence that they have looted on a wide scale.
Look that! What's that?
In Famagusta, the bombing. It seems that every Greek Cypriot is on the move. Refugees, confused and numbed, in constant flight, heading nowhere but away from the Turks. It is thought that 200,000 people are now refugees. 200,000. One person in every 3 on the island. The Greeks have fled from dozens of small towns and villages in the way of the Turkish tanks. Families sit waiting for they know not what. They've lost the Cyprus they thought was theirs. They all have fathers or sons or brothers who fought against the Turks.
Killed about 200 people of my village. And they come and take all the Turkish from villages around my village. Go to our village and take
the cows, the pigs, and everything they want.
Everything they find there.
If the Turkish authorities said that it would be perfectly all right for you to live there under their jurisdiction, their control, would you be happy about that?
No, because the Turkish are the more barbar people that there is in the world. So nobody...
Barbarous, you mean?
Yes, barbarous people who is in this world. So it is somewhat difficult to live under the Turkish authority.
You wouldn't do that?
No.
You would prefer, even if you had to lose your house, to live in the Greek side?
We prefer to be dead than to live under the Turkish authority.
Beyond the walls of the old Turkish city, Famagusta is silent. All this belonged to the Greeks. Famagusta was the tourist resort of the island, the major port. Much of the wealth of Greek Cyprus was based here. Last weekend, the Greeks fled in panic before the Turkish tanks. Now, the town is deserted. No voice is heard, no child plays, no door slams. It is as if the Greek Cypriot world has come to an end.
Whatever the physical suffering, we have no alternative but to fight. There are certain commodities in life which, even to secure physical comfort, do not constitute negotiable commodities. And the freedom of one's people and the freedom of one's land is not a negotiable commodity.
In 1983, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus was proclaimed and has received absolutely no international recognition except from Turkey itself. The island of Cyprus is politically, ethnically and physically split through the middle due to its troubled past. A United Nations peacekeeping force has been operating in Cyprus for more than 50 years, with barriers separating the two communities that once shared the island.
At the moment, my strongest feeling is one of disgust. Disgust for those countries which could have prevented the Turkish invasion in Cyprus, and instead of that, they are sitting, satisfying themselves by just passing resolutions.
To this day, there are tens of thousands of Cypriots still hopeful that one day they will be able to return to their homes from which they were displaced. Cyprus joined the EU as a divided island in 2004, 3 decades after the invasion, and many were hopeful that this would help solve the dispute. In the same year, there had been a referendum on a plan to reunite Cyprus, which ultimately failed.